We're live.
Hi everybody. Sorry we're running so late. We had some technical difficulties because, you know, the internet and such. Can you guys hear me okay?
I don't have comments. Oh, wait. Hold on. I do.
Just if somebody can just let us know if they can hear us, that would be great. Just type it in the comments there, I think.
Yep. I could write a comment. We have 7 people. It says 7 people are watching. Oh, there we go. We got them. Oh, Lisa's here. Sierra's here. All right. 10 viewers. They're coming in.
Okay. We'll give everybody just a couple of minutes because maybe everybody is having technical difficulties. Because the internet, that's what it wants.
Yep, they can hear us. Catherine Kim Moore Fox is here. Tamara's here. Deb V is here. And they can hear us.
Perfect.
Whew. Sorry, guys. That took me a minute.
Well, just is what it is.
Hi, Deb.
It works when it wants to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth. I just feel like the internet works when it wants to work. And there's no point in fighting it. But I will give people a couple of minutes because last time, even though we waited a little bit, there were still a few people that just, you know, whatever, Wi-Fi connections that were having a little bit of trouble. So just give them a couple of minutes and then we'll get started.
18. Okay, they're coming in.
Yay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, for those of you that were here for the ancestor ritual that we did, when I finished it out, well, there's one more part to finishing it out, and I'm going to video that so you guys can see the end of that ritual because it's actually pretty moving, and so I would like you guys to see it. But when we do that, I did get some ancestor messages, and I was trying to figure out like how to get them to everybody, but I realized that you would know the first name of your ancestor if I just said the first name and whatever the message was. So I'll do it that way. I was just trying to keep people's confidentiality intact, so I was a little bit reticent to be blabbing about everybody's ancestors, but I got it down so when I do the final ritual part of it, I will include, and I hope you guys can join me when we do it, I will include the messages that we got from ancestors. So, and again, those of you that are here tonight that were here and shared your ancestors with us, thank you so much. It was amazing to get to know them, have a little glass of wine with them. It's very nice. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to keep some of those relationships up. So, there you have it. You ancestors, me ancestors. So, where are we, Sister B? Think we should get started on this?
We are... The video's buffering. Just hang on a second.
Okay.
We have 22. I think the internet's slow.
Yeah.
I think the internet's slow. Let me see if I can do something about it.
And we do live in the country, so a lot of times our Wi-Fi is leaves something to be desired. And I have a signal booster for sure. Probably wouldn't get any signal if I didn't have that. But sometimes it is a little slow here, so do bear with us if it's buffering or being weird
Okay.
or somebody say something.
So, yeah. Some people are fine. Some people, it's pausing. I do know it when I posted it, the last video, when I put it up, and I watched it through, there wasn't any of that. So maybe on the playback it'll be fine, but I'll see if I can speed it up just a touch.
Yeah.
if you want to start.
Yeah. I mean, everybody here understands the internet. You know it has its own will.
Yeah. All right, let's start.
Okay. Alrighty, we're going to start our abundance, wealth, and security ritual. So what I'd like us to do first is I'd like us to kind of take a few deep breaths and sort of tune into each other. You know, this is a great cosmic consciousness thing. You know, I was sort of making a little joke to myself about, what if I can get some of that Jeff Bezos cosmic consciousness and get that kind of wealth going for us? Probably not. But all joking aside, most of you, I'm going to bet, know me and probably heard me talk about cosmic consciousness. But just briefly, it is all of us, all that ever were, all that ever will be. And so that is the energy that we want to get with our fellow participants tonight and beyond. We want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of that ability to connect. That connection is really everything. So let's just take a second, visualize the cosmic consciousness any way you want. You see a lot of artwork where it's big, round, kind of heavenly host sort of looking thing, lots of light, that kind of thing. But whatever it means to you, let's try to visualize that. Let's join in that energy because we want to bring that energy to ourselves and to others. It should feel warm. It should feel inviting. No one is ostracized from the cosmic consciousness. No one cares about your race, color, creed, gender, preferences, pronouns, nothing. The pureness of the spirit is all that counts. And so you should feel warm, invited, welcomed, and most of all, like you belong there because you do. Okay. All right. Don't worry if you don't feel it right away, because sometimes it takes a little bit of practice. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, and I want to put all of this at the beginning of this video so that you could come back and just look at this part. Let's talk a little bit about magic, abundance, security, manifestation. Those are the things that we're looking for. A ritual like this is very helpful, obviously, and I have all your petitions right here. Thanks to Sister Bridget getting it together for me. And so, yes, we're going to do this work on our end, and we're going to start it tonight, and we're going to continue it. However, you need to involve yourself in the energetic work to bring that abundance to you. So, a couple of things that I really want you to remember and consider when you are wanting to bring abundance, security, wealth, all those things into your life. So the biggest detriment to this is fear. And this is one of the hardest things to conquer, because when security starts going out the window, fear comes in the door. That is a human reaction. We can literally feel our spirit just clench up and be so terrified that we can't make the rent, we can't get groceries, we can't feed our kids, don't have gas for the car, and it's petrifying. That's a human emotion, and I certainly get it. Been there, done that, all those things. The problem with that paralyzing fear is that it also works against you in that you are literally blocking the abundance by putting up that negative wall of fear. You literally shut it out. And I'm not saying that if you're not being abundant in your life right now, it's your fault. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that helping yourself to experience that fear for what it is, and then kind of set it aside and open yourself up to the abundance and possibilities of security. I believe one of the challenges that we have is that when we get in that situation where we don't have the security that we need, we start to shut down. When we start to shut down, then we start to shut out, well, we think we're shutting out the negative emotions and feelings because we don't want to feel sad, we don't want to feel panicked. But we're also shutting out that. When you shut a door, you shut everything that's on the other side of it. So if I get up right now, open my door, and there's a guy with $1 million standing there, and I shut the door, well, the cold air's not coming in anymore, but neither is the guy with $1 million. So I hope that makes sense. And I'm not saying, and most of you know me, and I'm never saying, oh, just be happy-go-lucky, believe everything's going to be fine and wonderful, and da-da-da-da-da, we're skipping through the meadow. No. What I'm always asking you to do is believe in the possibilities. Believe in yourself and believe in the possibilities that good things can happen for you. Negative things happening to you tend to get in a cycle, and then it's very difficult for us to break them. We're not trying to manifest them to ourselves, and yet there they are. In reading your petitions for this, I can't really read them out loud because so many of them are extraordinarily personal, and so many of them are extraordinarily scary, because some of you are just on the cusp of just being desperate, homeless, jobless, moneyless, can't feed your children. I mean, these are real problems that people are coming to this ritual with. So fear is definitely going to be a part of that. But what I'm asking of you is that when we do the things that we're going to do, and then I'm going to ask you to continue to do them when you can, to try to put that fear over here for a little while. You can't get rid of it. Don't try to shove it down and act like it doesn't exist. That never works, and then it pops its ugly little head up and you least expect it. But sometimes I actually kind of try to trick myself, like I'm putting all those fears and things in a little box. And I'm taking the box literally and I go put it on a shelf. And so for that little bit of time, that's not hindering me, and I can do my work. So, that kind of thing. So find a strategy. That's one of the things kind of long-winded there to tell you, to find a strategy for blocking off a little bit of time when you're not terrified about your situation. When you're not feeling just horrible about the way things are, the way things have been, and the way you perceive things will continue to be. And that kind of segues into the next thing. First thing, try to get those fears temporarily aside, just temporarily. Put them over there. That's first thing. Second thing is manifestation. Now, I could talk for 3 hours on manifestation. I won't, I promise. But manifestation is the most simple and complicated thing in the world. Let's go with simple right now. Literally try right now to put your shoulders back and physically open yourself up. Open up your rib cage, your heart, put your shoulders back, expose your tender underbelly, and put it out there. Take some deep breaths. Open all of this. Just open it. When you do this, it really should feel kind of amazing, because we spend a lot of time like this, figuratively and physically. We spend a lot of time bunched up, tense. I have a terrible habit of doing this, of having my shoulders up, and I have to remind myself, and I have 3 folks in my family that are like, your shoulders down. So, put everything back. Open this up. Now, remember that picture you had in your head about the cosmic consciousness? Let's get that back up in our heads, that cosmic consciousness feeling and picture, whatever physical picture you chose. Tree of life, heavenly host, pick one. Okay, get that. Now we're open. We're open. We are ready to receive. Now, from your cosmic consciousness picture, there's a light. Right here. All this is open. See? It's all open. There's a light. Let it fill you. Now at this point, as you're letting that light fill you, you can concentrate on things that you wish to accomplish. Love, money, luck, healing. And allow those things to flow into you from the cosmic consciousness. Okay. So remember those things, because your homework is going to be to do that exercise. So, now, we've got our cosmic consciousness here, we've got ourselves open. Now, we don't have to concentrate so much on it. It's there, we've manifested that part of things. So it's there for you, and now we can talk a little bit about what you will do. Don't do this now, but like I said, the reason I wanted to put this at the beginning was just so you would have it if you need to come back and reference it. Now, when you are ready to go about your day and everything, you don't close this back up. But, okay, I do a silly thing. I turn off a light switch. And so I turn off the light because, you don't want to always turn off the light to cosmic consciousness, but you do want to get on with your day. And so I turn off the light and remember to leave myself open for as long as I can remember to do that. And what I mean by that is that as long as I can remember to think about the possibilities of abundance, think about the possibilities of security or whatever you're working on, as long as I can kind of keep that uppermost in my mind. Now if I have to work and do things, and so it just kind of gently fades away as you get on with your day. So that's the exercise I would like you to do. Now you can add things to this. You can add invoking your favorite Loa. You can add any kind of prayer that you like, any kind of affirmation that you like. And those are best done once you've opened up and received the light. Now you can put in, like I said, petitions, invocations, affirmations, prayers, songs, whatever you want. And use that as a little exercise to petition for what you need and want. Okay, so that was that, and there we go. That was at the beginning. So now I want to get us a little more started on this end of things. Put your heads down, please. I'm like Luri por la I'm like Luri por la Luri por la Hi, Rosie. Rosie, anytime join us. So, of course, we just called in Papa Legba because we're not going to have any rituals without the Papa. And so take your moment. I know most of you have a relationship with Papa Legba. So take your moment. Feel him in your presence. Feel him there with you. Take joy in that. Now, most of the time, and this time's no different, we will call on Sobo for money and those types of things. All the money, security, wealth, we usually call on Sobo. However, when I was preparing for this, Sobo came in. Well, first of all, Papa Legba always wants his finger in every pie, I notice, and I'm fine with that. And so definitely call on him also for security. If you have had a Metet reading, you know your Metet. Of course, you want to call on your Metet. And Sobo. Papa Legba, we don't always necessarily think of him about money and possessions and things like that. But he is very much into helping people with that. I think sometimes we just forget to ask him. And so remember to ask him. Sobo, of course. La Sirene, we also bring in for asking about her wealth. So remember, she's the guardian of the riches of the sea. And so she's also amazing. Erzeli Freda also is another Loa that can help you. She loves fine things. And because she loves fine things, yeah, she wants everybody to be wealthy. So, you know, the more money you have, the more service you can do to her. So it makes sense. But, so I would like to, even though I'm not exactly going to read everyone's petitions out, I'm going to kind of hit on things because I just want to make sure everyone's confidentiality is intact. So what I would like you guys to do, and I'm not going to read all 8 pages, I promise you. What I'd like you all to do is, as we're kind of going over these, one very important thing to remember about abundance is abundance is to be shared. And so you can also share the quest for abundance. And so when you do that, give a little, take a little kind of thing. Generosity of spirit is a thing, and it will always help you to be generous with your spirit. Most of us are not in a position to necessarily be generous with our money, but we can be generous sometimes with our time, with our spirit, with our prayers. Praying for people doesn't cost anything. And so really just putting out even the broadest scope of petitions to let the people that were here tonight, let them all benefit, let them all bring this security into their lives. And we'll do it on our end, and if you guys all do it on your end, I betcha this is all going to turn out just fine. So, okay. So there are a number of money, health, and wealth petitions. So let's just kind of think about that for a minute. Money, health, and wealth. And there's a definite distinction between money and wealth. There are many types of wealth that don't involve money, right? Wealth of spirit, wealth of friendship, wealth of soul, all those things. So money, health, and wealth. Let's hone in on that for your fellow participants, for yourself, everyone that's here. And if your petition was relatively simple, and that's kind of basically what you said, this is definitely inclusive for you and, of course, for everyone else. Just pull this in for everyone. If you have a specific law that you love to work with, call on them right now. Let's pop a leg bug. Sobo. Oxygen. There's Freda. All right, they're all popping in. Podway. Popping in. Ogun's popping in. Ogun, that's another law we don't always think of for wealth and money. But just remember, super strength there. And strength is good. We need strength. We need a lot of strength to get through this. Good. Money, health, and wealth. Okay, now we also have just scary 3, 4, 6, 7. We have about 14 people getting ready to face homelessness. There aren't many things worse than this fear. The having a roof over your head is a very basic desire, very basic need. And we have a number of people actually really terrified that by the end of December or thereabouts, they will be homeless. So just visualize a home for everyone. Whatever the solution needs to be, let's visualize that for them. That's Rosie. Rosie's down here trying to help us. So Rosie the conjure dog is conjuring, I guess. Are you conjuring, baby? She is. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure how to. I really wanted to coordinate who was here. Versus just who sent in petitions. So I'm not exactly sure. I will do everyone's petitions when we do our work after we meet. And I will do it for 9 days and all of that, and I will include everyone there. But for tonight, I really kind of wanted to include the people that are here. But again, confidentiality, I'm a little nervous. I mean, a lot of you I already know, and so I could do it, but some of you I don't. So forgive me. I just feel it's a little bit awkward. I don't want to call people out by name, obviously. So I think my idea was probably not a great one to just include the people that are here. But I will know who was here, and I appreciate you being here. What do you think, Sister B?
I think you should give the people here a little blessing that nobody else will get.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to get lots of blessings.
Okay.
You know me. I'm big on blessings.
Got to get the props for showing up.
That's right. So the other thing that was very prevalent in these was the fact that so many people either lost their jobs, especially, pandemic related or then economically related, or whatever. So many people lost their jobs, and now they've run through their savings. So people that were doing okay, getting by, just your average everyday getting by, right, like all of us, now are really facing the end of their money. So we want to kind of concentrate on that, to bring that, again, using our cosmic consciousness, bring that in to let them continue living an abundant life. It's kind of interesting to me, nowhere in here is there really anyone asking for $1 million. There was no one that's like, oh, I want a Lamborghini and a whatever. These were very much of necessity. And I think that that's great. And there were also a lot of people who their petitions involve other people other than themselves. And that's how you want to look at this. Abundance for all. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? Abundance for everybody. And I'm not opposed to a me first, because you do have to have abundance and security yourself in order to take care of anyone else. So it's not selfish to be like, okay, I have to concentrate on myself first for abundance, and then I can pay that forward. So you're not being selfish when you do that. But thank you. So many of you had petitions for just the greater good, the greater abundance and recovery. We're in kind of an economic collapse right now. We need to recover. And a lot of you asked about recovering for everything and everyone. So I think the things that kind of break my heart the most, besides the people trying to have a roof over their head, is people afraid that they cannot feed their children or take care of their children. I can't think of many things much worse than that. And it doesn't matter if you have two-legged children or four-legged children. The idea of not being able to provide for them is very scary. So for this, I'm going to ask Erzeli Dantor to come in and help us with providing for those that depend on us to provide for them. Some people, it was their parents. Most of you, it was children of all varieties, that kind of thing. So I definitely want, Erzeli Dantor, sometimes she gets a bad rap because she's scary. But remember, she's a mother. And so, because of that, petitioning her to help with children is amazing. So let's just take a second and petition Erzeli Dantor. And if you don't know who all these law are, feel free to just look it up and build a relationship with them if you want to. We have some videos on YouTube that you can look at, by the way, that do teach some of the everyday with the law things. So there's a bunch of knowledge there that you can look up. So Erzeli Dantor is being really strong, so which is really not a surprise. So let's honor her. Her child's name is Anais. So, if you would, concentrate on Erzeli Dantor. And she's often pictured as the Madonna holding the baby. Especially, oh dang it, Madonna
Chesto.
Oh yeah, Chesto.
Chesto.
Name I can't say is if Kuzan Lucy's around,
she's
she
here.
Can say it.
She's here. Type it in the chat, Lucy.
Phonetically type it for us, Lucy. Anyway, so let's call on Erzeli Dantor, and in the name of her daughter Anais, to help bring everyone's children the security that they need. There's nothing worse, I don't think, for a child in an otherwise loving home to just feel insecure that home is going to be there, that food's going to be on the table. It's frightening for them. Let's ask Erzeli Dantor to alleviate that fright, bring peace to those children, and bring their parents everything they need to secure those kids' lives. Asai Erzeli Dantor, Nuquavin, Nuquave, Agosi, Agosa, Erzeli Dantor, Maquen, Ganu, Lucy, Agusta, Abula, Exorbitanto. She's a strong presence. You might feel her. Don't be afraid. She's just there to help you, but she can tend to be a big presence. Like she's pretty much sort of filling everything up here. So now let's take our blessing from Erzli Dantor. Now, don't be surprised if you start getting ideas. Like, if you start getting ideas right this minute about things you want to do, strategies, you should jot them down because I feel like she's pumping out a lot of individual information. So, if you suddenly kind of feel like, oh my goodness, let me write this down, you should write it down. She's really good at disseminating information, I find. It's just so strong. And all the Loa are strong, obviously. But and when I say strong, I don't mean that they're magically stronger, that one Loa is better than another, one's more powerful than another. That's not what I mean. I mean strong, big personalities. So they can kind of get in your face. Some Loa are a little more reticent. Sobo is a little reticent. Azaka, a little bit reticent. And some are just, hi! So she's one of those, and if she gets super interested in your cause, you may find your mind is just flooded with ideas that may, at this moment, you think, well, that's a crazy thought. Jot it down anyway. That thought might not be as crazy as you think. So what I'd like you to do is take a minute to get your messages from Erzli Dantor. Did we get the name? Did she phonetic it out for us?
Chech Jehovah.
Chech Jehovah. Our Lady of Chech Jehovah. Thanks, Kuzan Lucy. I don't know what we'd do without you. Hey, some of you guys need to really open up. She's trying to get some guidance, and I think some of you aren't getting it, so we're just going to take a minute here. Open. Remember? Open. He's got ideas for some of you. I know, baby. I know. Hi. Say hi, Lucy. Rosie calmed your dog. It's okay, baby. It's all right. Sorry, love. Okay, we'll move on. If you thought you were getting guidance from her, you can actually, because we'll leave this the video up, obviously, you can actually come back to this point, do the beginning exercise where we open up and hit the cosmic consciousness. Come back to this point because she's really super strong. She's so super strong, Ashley Gontor, which is actually going to throw in me just a little bit because I kind of wasn't expecting it to be her. Which just goes to show you, it doesn't matter. You know, I've been doing this most of my life, and still, when the law get a bee in their bonnet, they do what they want. And so, come back to this portion and do, when we're quiet and do our little meditation and calling her in, come back and listen. You know, listen in your head and your heart and see what she's trying to tell you if you felt like there was something coming through for you but you couldn't quite grasp it. Because that happens sometimes, especially, I'm just throwing that at you. Hey, there's a Luan trying to talk to you. You're like, wait, what? So come back and do it again and again, and you'll get the message for sure. Okay. Well, I'm not going to tell her goodbye because I don't feel like she's going anywhere. We're just going to leave her hanging out, doing whatever she's doing. All I know is when she's here, she's ready to work. And that, I'm trying to explain this the best way. I say she's ready to work. She's eager to help. And sometimes it can feel maybe a little overwhelming. But just try to settle into it and let her help you if you can. And I know this is a lot, and a lot of you might be going, I don't get it, Mambo. What the hell are you talking about? And that's okay because you can ask us. Okay? We can explain this a little bit better, and it might be a good session to do, kind of explaining, tapping in with the law, understanding what you're hearing, making sure that you don't dismiss it, because that's what happens a lot, is a lot of times for the law, it sounds like your own thoughts. Like, a lot of times you don't hear it in some other voice. So it kind of sounds like your own thoughts, and then you start second-guessing yourself because you're like, well, that's just me hearing what I want to hear, saying what I want to say. But very often it's not just you. So pay attention, even if you just think you're kind of hearing what you want to hear or manifesting thoughts that you want to have. That's just not always true. For the majority of people, guidance comes in your head sounding like yourself. Because that's what you know. That's how your brain works. Okay? So don't dismiss that. Okay. So she's still here. Of course, Papa Lecca's still here. La Serena is here. Okay, guess she wants her. Okay, La Serena wants a little bit of her song, so I'm going to put it out there. If you've worked with La Serena before, again, it's that big personality. Nothing shy or retiring about her at all. She has a song. She has several songs, but this one is definitely one they sing a lot in Haiti, and I'll explain the song to you after we sing it. La sirène, la baleine, chapeau, tombe, la baleine. La sirène, la baleine, chapeau, tombe, la baleine. Chapeau, tombe, la baleine. Chapeau, tombe, la baleine. La sirène. Oh, sorry. That happens sometimes.
Especially with her.
Especially with me. It happens sometimes, and it's, I don't want to say it's a possession, but
It's passe.
yeah, it's that. It's called passe loa. Loa passes through you. They usually don't say anything. Well, sometimes they'll say a few words. Did I say anything?
No, not that time.
I didn't say anything. Okay. So
I was ready with the water, though.
Yeah.
In case you asked for it.
Right. So passe loa happens quite often, especially to initiates when they're teaching, when they're doing rituals, especially for other people, when there's an audience. They do love an audience. And very often they understand the atmosphere or what's happening or what we're doing, so there generally won't be a full possession, but it'll pass through, and it's a way of letting you know they're here. And the first couple of times it happened when I was around people, they were like, "It's okay, are you having a stroke?" But Sister Bridget knew what was happening, so she just was like, "Yeah, get water ready in case." Because Lost Center will always ask for water because, the sea, right?
I was there.
Yes, you were there. Okay, so the song, I don't know how far we got on the song. Did we finish the song?
Pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close. Okay, so basically the song, oh, that's funny, derp. The song is about possession.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. That's another problem with the whole passe loa thing. It leaves you a little cuckoo for a while. Like you start, I ramble on enough. I don't really need that to help me ramble on. But it makes you like a little, like you don't know what's happening. Anyway, the song is La Sirène, Ma Baleine. Baleine is the whale. And she's often portrayed as the whale because, again, the big spirit, the queen of the ocean, all of those things. On the chapeau tombe, ma la mer is my hat fell into the sea. And that is metaphorical for a possession. And so we're basically saying, well, a possession, mostly by Lasser and Mambo. That's debatable. Anyway, can't get into voodoo debates. Good Lord. So mostly it is about possession and the blessing that you get from these loa, and how it is, and the reason that it's veiled like that is because that knowledge is not for everyone. It just isn't. And, the fact that you guys are here and that many of you have been here for many years, you have earned that knowledge. It's okay to tell you what that song means. It's okay for you to learn about that because you're here. You're more than worthy, and you certainly deserve it. So I know we got a field there, but La Sirène is big, and she is here, and she wants everyone to unturn every stone and opportunity that you have for abundance and to believe in it. So we always say she's the queen of the sea, and all the gold in the sea, and all the fishes in the sea, all the life, right? Life, our very life, comes from water. And so her message is that some of you are not overturning everything that you can. You're not looking everywhere that you can. Some of it may be because you're afraid. Some of it may be because there could be public assistance available to you and you don't want to go down that road. So, Lassa Red and I are going to tell you, if you feel like you can get any kind of public assistance right now, put your pride in your pocket and go get it. That's why it's there. People in true need, I find, often won't go get public assistance of any kind. They won't get food stamps. They won't get assistance. They won't get utility assistance because they just feel like they shouldn't. They didn't grow up that way. They were taught to take care of themselves. But those programs exist for the times when you can't take care of yourself. And I don't know, she's really stressing this, so there must be a number of you out there that are going to hear this, whether you're hearing it now or you're watching this as a replay. If you are able to go apply for things, go apply for them. This is the time. We need it. People need it. And that's what it's there for. You're not here to scam the system. You're not here to scam food stamps. You're not here to scam rental assistance. You need it. So, sorry, she's shouting at me. So go apply for those things. So funny that she's talking about public assistance. That just tickles me to death because that's just such a I don't know, that's such a person thing, you know? Okay. 3 of you out there, you're here now. 3 of you are writers. At least 3, maybe more. You are not pursuing that in an abundant way, and you need to. Hopefully that means something to someone out there. Okay? People getting ready that they think they're going to lose their job or they don't have a job right now. Petition Lassa Red. She wants to work on the job market, career kinds of things. So the majority of what you will see written on the internet about Lassa Red is pretty good. There's not a whole bunch of misinformation there. And again, you can go to our YouTube channel. What is it? Spellmaker? Mm-hmm. It's just Spellmaker on YouTube. So, and look at, I have things up there about honoring the law, how to do it properly, and all of that. Don't get caught up in the minutia and the details of every little thing being proper. Work from here. Always work from your heart out, not props in. Heart out, props over here, okay? Work from your heart. So, anyway, back to Lassa Red. Gold coins. So, one of the things she loves is gold coins. Okay, no, I know we don't have real gold coins. You wouldn't be here if you had a bunch of real gold coins. Anyway, kids' coins. Chocolate gold coins are amazing. And she just loves them. So, candles, gold coins, water, salt water is preferable. I had somebody actually ask me, and so, that how do they get salt water? And I literally said put salt in water, and they thought I was being a dick, but I wasn't. That's literally how you get salt water. But we live in a desert. We don't have salt water. So we put salt in water and put it on the altar. So I'm not being a smart ass. That's just literally what to do. If you're lucky enough to be somewhere where you have ocean water, well, heck yeah. I have ocean water. Who out there recognizes this ocean water? So, she She really is very interested in La Serene, is very interested in working with people needing jobs. You know? Yeah. She seems to think that this is all very doable. And I know that when you're looking at, I don't have a job, I haven't had one in a year, or I'm fixing to lose my job, or whatever, I'm not trying to make it a platitude, or she's not trying to make it a platitude to say, oh, everything's going to be fine. That's not it at all. It's that she believes this is doable, and to work toward it, and to let her help you. Invite her in to help you, because she really wants to. Okay, I can't really say names, but your initials are KF. Hopefully there's not more than one KF here, but anyway, KF. She's really talking to you, man. Like, in a big way. She's locked into your financial situation. She wants to help you. She wants to help all of you. She just has a particular fondness for this person, so lost her into girl right now. Okay? All right, again, a little off, kind of getting off the road a little bit, maybe not really. Is there any Loa you guys could just type in the comments? Because everybody's just sort of gathering.
They've been talking about Marionette.
Okay. Is there any Loa you want me to try to contact for you personally, and you have a question? Obviously, we can't do this all night, but I'll take a few.
Can I ask one?
Oh yeah.
Call in Grandpa and ask him how I can grow my readings.
Okay.
And if he says self-promotion, I'm gonna.
Well, I'm going to say self-promotion, but whatever. So, Sister Bridget, if you guys didn't hear, her question was asking Grandma about growing her readings. Right? So, all right. Wow.
He's laughing.
Oh, I'm laughing at what he wants you to do. He wants you to, I guess, I don't know, print out is anyway, something like an ad or somewhere where you've advertised readings, fold it up, put it in the bottom of a flower pot, put dirt on it, and grow a plant in it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Can do.
So that's a spiritual answer. And by the way, that's a really great thing to do with Grandma, is take a petition, and you don't have to have like a big old plant if you don't have room for that, or if you're going to kill it like me. Yeah, no. Anyway, to put a petition in, just write it, plain paper, nothing fancy, fold it up with intention, put it in a little flower pot, put a little plant. If you're a plant killer, get something super easy. There's things that even I can't kill, so you know. So he's talking about. I think what he's meaning is networking, word of mouth things, asking your current customers to write you something up, to tell other people. So you have to remember, the law are not necessarily like internet savvy. So sometimes you have to take what they're saying and kind of boil it down into what we do today. Like, you're not going to go sit in a cafe right now and talk to people for your readings. But word of mouth and getting readings through your regular reading customers is one thing that he's saying also. He's saying you haven't built your posse.
Okay.
Okay. You haven't
Build a
built your
posse.
tribe. And you need to do that for a number of reasons, apparently, he's saying, but since we're asking about readings and building the reading business, then, and now everyone should go order a reading from Sister Bridget. So easy. Anyway.
I did not bring that up for that.
I
Please
know.
don't think I'm pandering.
No, we're not pandering. We never do that. But she does do really great readings, and some of them are super cheap, so just saying.
Okay. Next question.
Next question.
Dorothy Conserve is asking, what is blocking me from my potential?
Do you have a law we want to ask, or you just want me to try to? Do you have anybody in particular you wanted me to ask? It's okay if you don't.
She didn't post it.
That's fine. So, well, Papa Leg was jumping in anyway, so if you think of a law you want to ask, you can just type that in, but Papa Leg was jumping in. So, Dorothy, you and I both know you can be your own worst enemy. And Papa Legba knows it too. And I'm not going to mouth a bunch of platitudes about believe in yourself and put your best foot forward, although none of that would really hurt to do that. But you may also have, just a sec. You may also have a generational blockage. Has this been with other people in your family that you just feel like I had great potential, haven't lived up to it? And that's okay if you can't answer right now. But if you notice that there's other people in your family, this could be a generational block, and you may actually need to do something to get rid of that. I mean, always we're going to jump in and say, do the hex removal kit, even though it's not necessarily a hex. Not every blockage is a hex, guys. But things can be passed down. It's much like, things, abusive parents become, kids of abusive parents run the risk of becoming abusive parents, like that kind of thing. That could be true also with blockages and not living up to your potential. If you feel like your mother never lived up to hers and now you want to live up to yours, you have to remember that you can carry your mother's blockage and shed that. So sometimes simple things will help with that. Obviously, we sell products for that. I'm not here to push product. But white candles, white bath, hex removal kit, those things can remove those blockages. Now, if money's an issue and you can't buy any of that right now, if you can buy even like the simplest white candles at the drugstore and have a glass of water and petition heavily, that blockage to be removed from you. Because I do feel the blockage and Papa Legba feels the blockage. So it's there. You're not imagining it. It's a thing. And if we need to, we can do a reading. And I realize, again, it's not like I'm pandering product, but I'm not. I think that you can handle this on your own. But if you can't and need guidance, obviously you know where to find this.
Okay. Latanya Dalton is saying she needs a job like yesterday.
Hi, Latanya. Yeah, get that for sure. Lots are in. definitely is really up for working on these job and career things. And definitely, now, don't forget, you guys, that have all your petitions, and we'll be working on those things as well. So it's not like once we're done here tonight, we're like, okay, well, see ya. No, we will continue this on to help you. So those things will be in place. Again, when we don't have a job, we generally don't have money. So I'm not going to be like, okay, well, get this kit and, do that kind of stuff with us. Save your money. And again, you can go to the drugstore or somewhere and get blue candles, blue and white candles for her, gold if you want to get fancy, like those gold dinner candles are pretty cool for her. Silver, she likes gold and silver, blue and white. And glass of water. Petition her. Tell her what you want. You're offering her something. People always think they have to offer really big things. You don't. A glass of water and your spiritual self and your heart and your dedication is the biggest offering there is. So let's do it, LaTanya, and I will definitely, I'll be working on it, okay? All right, who else has a question?
I just typed it in to see if there were any others. Queen Sheba Jefferson, I'll just read the comment. I use my page for opportunities almost like a resume, yet I don't have a direction. Comedy to empowerment. I can relate with blockages. Me and my sons are getting by, but she wants so much more for them. And she uses Facebook to build her dream. You never know. Thank you for listening.
Absolutely. And, reaching out and, people often think that they have to necessarily network to get people to buy something. But I feel like, as Grandbois was saying to Sister Bridget, you haven't built your tribe. And your tribe doesn't necessarily have to be people who are, quote unquote, buying things from you. Because when you have the tribe, yes, they will buy things from you when they can, but they will also be your mouthpieces out there going, hey, look what she's got, look what she does. And so it can seem tedious to start to build these connections that you might not be getting actual monetary support from. It is kind of the long game, but I do feel like continue doing what you're doing, using Facebook. I mean, as much as we all hate Facebook, it is still a good venue to reach out to people and make those connections with people. So continue to do that, and of course, your petition will be included in the rest of the 9 days of the ritual.
Okay. LaTanya is asking, can Marinette Anima Sola, can she help protect me and my family?
Do you have is that a relationship you have?
I think it is. She was talking about her a bit before.
Okay.
And the questions in the comments.
Well, the short answer to that is yes. Absolutely. And let's see, we can get a little message. Yeah, okay, absolutely. You pretty much already called her in for your family, whether you meant to or not, you pretty much already did. So she will be there for you. And again, it's one of those things, Don't have to get fancy with things to serve and ask. So serving and asking, that's what we do. Okay? And then when we do get, those things that allow us, then we might go a little crazy and do something, really nice service or something like that, or do something for someone else. Although I really like that. And especially these days. When you get that favor, when you get that protection, yes, do your little offerings and things, but if you have something extra, pay it forward, pay it to somebody else. Another question?
Yeah, Deb V wants to know if there's, if she's missing anything Papa needs to tell her.
Hi, Deb. I know you're, okay, yeah, yeah. Sorry about what happened, and definitely Papa Leg was there with you. And he thinks you're pretty open and pretty much get most of it. If you think you're not getting some of the messages, spend some quiet time, and another great thing to do is write the thoughts down as they come to you, because they tend to sometimes be fleeting. Speaking of passe loa, like sometimes those thoughts just twing, right through. So writing them down, I love to write down things for guidance and put them away, and then like 3 weeks later I like to go and look at them, because you see like some of those things really manifested. So write it down. Write it down. Okay.
Remember what I said before we started? Catherine would like to know the story of the elephant.
Oh.
Like somebody's going to ask about the elephant tonight.
So, meet my late husband, Bob. Bob. We sort of put him in the elephant. So that's his hat. Can they see the whole elephant? I don't know what they can see.
Yeah, they can see the whole elephant.
Okay, you can see the whole elephant.
From the side, but you can see him.
Yeah, so that's his hat. The weapons, he was a karate master. So the weapons that the little sons are hanging on were his, and his machete is in here. The shirt that's on the elephant is the shirt that when you get initiated in Haiti, one of the outfits you have is called a begging outfit, and after you get initiated, you go out into the town and you wear, it's like a patchwork thing. It's supposed to be kind of reminiscent of your clothes were put together from rags. And so you put these clothes on, you go into town, and you literally beg for money. And then, of course, you give the money to the house or the Peristyle or charity or something. You don't keep the money. But it's to keep you humble. Because if you've dealt with many practitioners, some of them aren't so humble. They forgot all this. So, anywho, it's supposed to keep you humble. So that's the shirt he wore. A lot of these things are Gungan Bobs. And the elephant itself, one day he and I were driving down the street, and we saw this elephant in a store. And he just turned the car around. He was like, that elephant is talking to me. We're going in to get that. And thusly, we did. And after Gungan Bob passed away, I just felt really very much the call to put all the things that represented him, well, not all the things, but a lot of the things that represented him and that were his, to put there, because he's always guiding us. He's always a part of this business that we have. and he's always a part of our spiritual life. He's always with us. And so there you go. That's sort of the elephant.
Yay. Kim Watkins.
I can't.
I'm new at this, and my question is, when asking for a blessing, do I have to be specific? Or is it more like, in general, and they just know?
Okay, so never assume that a spirit just knows what you want, and never assume that a reader or a practitioner should just know. Be specific. Now, where you can be general is, say, you want to petition for good health. You don't have to go into a lot of detail about what that looks like to you. You just say good health. If you're feeling like you want to petition for abundance in all forms, you do that. But if you have a specific goal in mind, state it. If you don't, and you just want to be general, that's fine. But no, they don't just know. You have to tell them.
Okay. I don't know what happened. The comments just went a little crazy.
Uh-oh.
No, they skipped. If I miss anybody, I'll scroll back to you. Christina Chen. She's been working with Papa Legba for her writing/art career and would like to know if he has anything to say to me that I need to know.
Never
Thank
give
you.
up. Don't give up. You've been working heavily with him because he just popped right up, so God bless you. Dark days. Don't let that get you down. Don't let rejection get you down, which I know sounds so easy to say. Nobody wants to be rejected. But unfortunately, the life of a writer, rejection is part of it. It just happens. But he's a believer in your career, so that's really good because that means he's seeing that success and he's feeling what's going to happen. So just really doesn't want you to give up. And there's nothing you're doing wrong. There's nothing you could be doing better, per se. Just when you have those down days, as hard as it sounds, to yank yourself back up and get back at it. Get back at it because there's success for you to be had. He's sure of it. And I hardly ever say that, although I said it last time for something too. It's so rare that I'm like, yeah, that's going to work out. That's going to be successful. But, well, I'm not saying it. He is, so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Harmon Jockley. One wants to know when we're gonna get stick candles back, and 2, does Papa have a message for her?
There's a problem with wax right now. That's the problem. Those supply chain shortages they're always talking about? Yeah, petroleum products is one of them. And so we had to stop selling the packs of traditional candles, the stick candles. We had to stop selling those because we can't supply them. Like we had to, the ones that we're able to have, we are having to hold out for kits because you can't do kit without them. But I hope soon. I have my feelers out with a few different wax suppliers, and it looks like before the end of the year, I think that's going to get mended and get back together. And your other question was about Papa?
Message from Papa.
Message from Papa. I can't say it here. I'll have to email you.
Okay.
And yes, I know who you are. So.
Michelle Kotlarski, who protects animals? I want to keep my cats and ferals safe.
Papa Legba. I know we very much associate him with dogs, and that's 100% true. But really, I think all animals. And then, of course, I'm a big fan of St. Francis. To call on to protect your animals. Who do you like, Sis Bridget?
I always see Ersley with a cat on her lap.
Oh, interesting.
I just do.
Ersley Freda?
Yes.
Interesting. Ersley Freda with a cat on her lap.
I always see that in my head, and I see her petting the cat.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And who else do you use? Who do you use in your pet protection ritual?
I use St. Francis. St. Roque. St. Michael. And Philomena.
Oh, Philomena.
For the kitties.
So, we just named a lot of saints, and you asked about Loa. But we use our saints for a lot of things. So, but if you just wanted a Loa, I know some people for religious reasons aren't really comfortable working with saints.
Grandbois.
Papa Legba.
The whole forest thing.
Yeah. So, especially, I would say Grandbois, especially with the ferals.
Yeah.
That rings really good. Oh, he's still around. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For sure. Great question.
Okay, we did that one. Okay, Anne Santos Stefano.
Hi, Anne.
In addition to my petition that I sent in for this ritual, I would also like to ask for guidance to find remote/work for home job or more steady income flow. Creating ideas for other ways, projects to live in abundance and achieve my main goals. Sounds like Losseren.
You definitely want to work with her. And, I do. Rosie. Sorry, guys. She's always enchanted with every altar. She just has to. And I'm sure Papa Legba's. Oh, wow. I'm sure Papa Legba's with the dog.
She's resting her chin on it.
Yeah. He's like, hi guys.
Say hi to Heather McAuliffe.
Hi Heather. I just love you guys being here. It's so amazing.
I'm scrolling, just sorry, but give me a second.
Makes me love the internet again.
Despite the struggles this when we started. Catherine Kim Moore Fox wants to know Papa has any guidance for her and for her dog Aries. He's been struggling lately.
Oh. Well, we'll make sure we say a special prayer for Aries. And Papa Legba is saying something about Aries' diet. I might have to explore that a little bit more. Might have you email me and give me the particulars, because there's something about food and nutrition, but I'm not quite getting it. And you're not doing anything wrong. You getting anything? Sister Bridget, like there's an addition. Like there's something he wants you to add for Aries.
Fish. Oil.
Fish oil.
I just pulled that out of the air. I don't know why.
Sister Bridget's getting fish oil. So email us and give us the particulars on it, so we can get a little more pinpoint with it. Okay? And lots of prayers.
Yes, and yes, the answer was work with La Seren. She asked. She said Rosie walked in and,
Yeah,
got the train off the tracks there.
right.
Okay, Rose Charles has been praying to Papa Legba, and she wants to make sure she's doing it correctly and is hearing her petitions.
So it's pretty hard to do it incorrectly. So, like I always tell people, don't get caught up too much. It's a balance between doing things correctly and doing things from the heart and kind of balancing those things. Most of you know me pretty well, and you know that it's sort of a loose hand here, and I'm a big believer in that, simply because you're an individual, and things have to be comfortable for you. So if you're comfortable with the way yes, definitely hearing you. So if you're comfortable with what you're doing, continue to do it. He's hearing you. And there's something very specific that he is already working on for you. So he doesn't share what it is. But he's there.
And I think the last one we have, guys, if you wrote something in and I missed it, put it back in quick so I can get to it. I'm sorry. You guys were typing so fast.
Yeah, if we missed
I might have
you-
scrolled past it, and I apologize.
If we missed you,
Doing my best. Just
Tell us again.
stick it back in. Latanya Dalton, is there anything that the Loa want me to work on or look out for by any of the Loa?
that's a pretty broad question. And, answer that for you. It's kind of have to answer it for everybody, but I will say this, because I love you. I will say this. You're doing much better than you think you are. And what I mean by that is that you have a lot of Loa around you, and I don't sense any displeasure. I don't sense, and it's kind of rare that they're actually displeased with you. But I don't sense anything about, well, if you did this more or did that more. You're devout and you're good. And so you're okay. You have a lot of Loa around you. We might need to talk about that.
Okay. We're good.
We're good.
Wrap it up.
We've got all your questions? All right. So, I know that we kind of got a little off the ritual track, but wherever the Loa train takes me, that's where I go. And so, what I'm going to do now is, again, ask for, if you lost your openness, let's get that back, get that in, because now I'm going to do something to bring things to you, bring your manifestations to you. And this, what I'm doing is the thing I will be continuing to do. Sorry, allergies. Hi, Rosie. I will be continuing to send you this energy, and I want you to be there, continuing, when you can, to be open and accepting it. So let's get back there. Open. Put everything up. Open up, Sister Bridget. That cosmic consciousness picture again. Let's get that light coming in our hearts. Such a wonderful thing. It's such a wonderful resource. It's the most amazing resource, really. La Siren says for you guys to quit putting your own light out. Such a big thing. My grandma used to always say, don't let anyone put your light under a barrel. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure you're not the carrier of the barrel that you're putting your own light out. Because La Siren is very adamant here about this. Don't let fear or shyness or emotional illness, don't let those things define you so much. Regardless of your struggles, regardless of all those things, you have an amazing inner light. And you guys that are here have quite a bit of light. And I agree with La Serena. I do feel like some of you tamp it down. So let's not do that, okay? All right, back to being open. Now, I know that money doesn't solve all problems. And I don't believe it's the root of all evil, and we need it. But it solves a lot of problems. So what I would like you to do now is I want you to take that light that you've been shining in your heart, and I want you to turn it into gold. Gold dust, gold coins, whatever. Gold jewelry, I don't care. Take your pick. Gold bars. Turn that light into gold and take it in you and believe it. So Milo, I am assured, oh, so Milo, I am assured. I have money in my hand, money in my pocket, money in the bank. So Milo, I am assured, oh, so Milo, I am assured. I have money in my hand, money in my pocket, money in the bank. So Milo, I am assured. If you don't know that song, come back and learn it. You didn't ignore Sobo, I promise you. And he is here. If you want to do a ritual to Sobo, we do sell a little pack for that. But I also have the instructions on how you can do it without buying anything from us on Sobo's page. So www.spellmaker.com/Sobo. So you can do the ritual to Sobo, and it will be very much kind of what I'll be doing with your petitions. So if you want to do it, like I said, you can get the kit or you can just do it. I mean, that's why I put it up there, so you could do it without having to buy anything, because people that need money that can't always buy anything. Okay. All right, back to the gold. Okay, he wants all of you guys into the gold. Gold, gold, gold. Everything's gold. Believe it will be yours. I believe it. Now we're going to make you believe it, okay? All right, does anybody have anything else quickly? Because I know I ramble on. It takes up a lot of time.
Lots of thank yous. Lots of thank yous from everybody.
Mwah. Thank you guys. You guys are the heart blood. You guys are why we do this, really. And we'll come up with another ritual soon. We get through this one and get this one all done. And we'll try to do another one before the end of the year if we can. Might do something around Christmas, huh?
Solstice?
Solstice.
21st?
We can do solstice. December 21st?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's kind of work on that and see. So please remember to stay open. Please remember to call on the law and kind of get over the idea that this has to be a taxing thing or an expensive thing. It doesn't. And I've talked to many of you, and some of you are always afraid of over asking and over taxing the law. And I just want to tell you, it doesn't work that way. There's a theory that thousands of law have just disappeared over the millennium because no one called on them. No one gave them anything to do. And they simply ceased to exist. And that's the saddest thing. So you are actually helping them continue to exist in your own small way by calling on them. So don't be afraid. All right, you guys, we love you so much. And I hope everyone that celebrates it has a happy Thanksgiving. Give a little thought on Friday to National Indigenous Day. And bear in mind, I don't think there's anything wrong with the Thanksgiving holiday because I think we should all give thanks, but I think we should also kind of bear in mind what that whole scenario was and pay attention to Indigenous Day as well. And I love you guys. Mwah. Good night.